is my Monday video, and I'm going away from the schedule that I had originally created, just because I wanted to share some things that have happened this past week. So this past week, I was a CIT or a counselor in training at a teen camp in Butler, PA for the Pittsburgh NYI district. And so basically, what I was to do was to set up the games and everything like that, serve food, do the dishes, make camp run. We have a saying that camp doesn't just happen, and that's true, but it was a lot of fun. But anyway, so I just wanted to share with you a little bit about what happened over the week because it was absolutely amazing to see God work. So first of all, this is the shirt that we got. As you can tell, the theme this year was Survivor. So all the teams had to compete, and whoever got the most points from those games won. And every night we would have, I forget what they called it, but we had the torches, and they would do a challenge, and whoever won that challenge won for their team, and they were safe. So yeah, it was just a lot of fun, little games. There's one that we play every year called Underground Church where you try to, it's like a big tag game. You're trying to get as many books of the Bible as you can without getting caught by the CITs and counselors. But yeah, so I just wanted to really tell you guys about what awesome things I saw there. So first of all, the teams. The teams were absolutely amazing. And every single night there would be a couple teens that would go up to the altar during worship, and then all of their friends would go up to just pray for them and support them. And there would only be about 20 people left in their seats, and I think most of those were counselors just because they are letting their kids do what they needed to do. And that was amazing because normally people wait till the last 3 days of camp, but this was the first day. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Another awesome thing is we had a kid get baptized. He called his parents when the day we went to the lake, and they came down and he was baptized. And it was really an amazing emotional service, just seeing him dedicate his life to God like that in front of all of his friends, strangers that were at the beach, just everybody saying, this is something I want to do and I don't want to wait till I get home. For the other CITs, a lot of them I know just from years previous and everything, so they're a really awesome group of guys. There are probably about 10 of us. I was the only female. that was fun. But no, it was really awesome getting just to know them, and I know that a few of us shared some really personal stories with each other, and we would just support each other throughout the week. I know for me, there was a time that I had to just walk away from the service because of something that was said. I just wasn't expecting it, couldn't handle it. And 2 or 3 of the guys that I had told, why that mattered to me, came and found me and made sure I was all right and everything. And we took care of each other this week. And it's so awesome because everybody always says that, oh, we're a family. And then you come in here and you're like, well, you're only a family if you've been here a couple of years. But no, the CITs, we definitely were a family this year. A little bit of a dysfunctional one at times, but still a family, and we still cared about each other. Another awesome thing was the kitchen staff. They were so hardworking and just energetic and just so happy to be serving these kids that they didn't even know. They didn't even, really get a chance to know because they were so busy preparing food or getting supplies or just stuff like that. And it was really awesome to see how happy they were to be doing it just because it was a service to the teens. And we had a pastor come down from Maine, and I got to know him very well. His name is Kevin. And so every time we'd see each other, we'd say, hey, Kevin, hey, Kim, how are you today? And it was just really awesome to get to know him because just the love that he had for these teens. You could definitely see it in his eyes and the way he just asked if there was anything he could do whenever he wasn't doing something, and it was absolutely amazing. Um, we had an awesome speaker. His name is Pastor Terry. I don't remember his last name, but he just was really genuine with the teens. We had junior high split up from senior high, and I know some of the conversations that the senior high talked about was awkward subjects that the church doesn't talk about really anymore, and that was really heartbreaking because one of the topics he talked about, was sexuality, and there are a lot of kids that they don't, they don't have an understanding of it because nobody talks about it. It's just, oh, sex, save that till marriage, and you don't get any answers like that. Um, and then you're left wondering and finding answers for yourself or from other people, and that just gets you into trouble. So I was really glad that he asked about that, and that was on Tuesday. So I mean, it was pretty early, and we were talking about some pretty deep stuff. Um, then one of the days he talked about suicide and death and how to deal with the loss of a loved one or a friend, people in the military, and a lot of people had really good questions about that. And I was glad that they were open enough and curious enough to ask, and that he was willing to just listen to them and answer to the best of his ability. No, he didn't have all the answers, but none of us do, and that's okay. Um, but I think it was just really good for the kids. Another great thing that happened, I know on one of the teams, they split up for devotions after the service, and they split up into girls and boys. And on one of the teams, all of the girls had a story about being sexually abused, physically abused, mentally abused, just by family members and people that should have been loving them. And yes, they're teens, so they left a bit of a mess for the CITs to clean up, but when I heard that that's what happened, just whatever they do at camp doesn't matter anymore. I mean, it does to an extent, but just instead of looking at them and saying, oh, you guys are just stupid teenagers, it's so annoying, you guys don't have any respect for anybody, it was like these kids went through unimaginable things, and yet they were still here trying to figure out how to live a life for God and trying to figure out what to do. And it was just really amazing. And I'm really glad that they got to share those experiences and wanted to. And that just the teams got to support each other in that because so many of them had experienced that. Trying to think. We had an awesome praise and worship team. They come down from Eastern Nazarene College, or ENC, which is in Massachusetts. This year, their name was Hallowed Be, and they were a really awesome group just on stage and in person. We sang a song called Wonder about becoming a new Christian and just seeing the world for the first time through Jesus' eyes, and just seeing the world in love and feeling that compassion towards other people. And it was just an amazing song. And the way that they conducted themselves, they were very genuine, and they were real people, they're college students willing to take their time out of the summer to share God's love with a bunch of teenagers. And it was just absolutely amazing and incredible to be able to meet them and to hang out with them, and just to see how the teens responded to them. Another awesome thing that happened was with me personally. So yeah, still getting used to it, but Tuesday morning I was listening to the service, and that was about sexuality. And one of the teens asked if rape was a sin. And that just absolutely broke my heart, that somebody, asked that. And I'm glad they did, because I'm glad that, they got an answer that no, it's not a sin because you didn't want it. But it really just broke my heart. And for me, I went to college to be a high school math teacher and science teacher so that I could try to influence the kids and just to be there for them and to let them know that somebody cares about them. However, I had a professor that I just kept butting heads with, and so I ended up dropping out just because I didn't want to fight with her for 4 years. Um, so just hearing that question and just seeing everyone's face and the sadness and just the hurt that had been caused to these teens, it reminded me of why I wanted to be a teacher. And an amazing thing happened, and I felt like God called me to youth ministry. So I talked to a youth pastor's wife there that I had become close to. Her name is Nicole. And she said, "Oh, that's funny. I was going to ask you yesterday if you were called to youth ministry." Um, and that was just really encouraging to hear that. And I told Pastor Bob, he takes pictures every year. He's really an amazing guy. Absolutely love him and adore him. And he talked with me about it and everything and helped confirm that that is what I was called to do. And I just talked to a ton of youth pastors and they gave me a lot of great advice. I talked to the pastor at my church and I know he was really excited. I called my dad and for me personally, that was just an amazing experience to feel God's voice like that. I can't even describe it, but the peace afterwards when I said yes, it was just like nothing I've ever felt before, and I just couldn't stop crying because it was just so amazing to experience that. So I'm going to be working towards my district license soon, well, my local license, and then my district license. But yeah, that's just, it's amazing to me how God works, and He puts people right where they need to be, whether they know that's where they need to be or not. And He just uses all of us. I know I had a girl in my room, and she was just so full of love and compassion for every single person. And it was just really inspirational to see, even as a camper, that she loved everybody and just wanted to help them as much as she could. And she's definitely called. She knows that. Her pastors know that, so she's on that path. But I just wanted to share with you the experience of camp because I know my husband, he didn't know why I wanted to go back every year. This was my 13th year going. I know he didn't know why I wanted to go back until he went. And then he's like, wow, God is here. God is moving. This is why you are so attracted to this because it's a real place to meet God. And not a lot of places are like that anymore. So, with all that said, if you want to come to this camp next year, if you need help fundraising, if you need somebody to pay for you to go and just to experience this, let me know. Just send me a message, comment below, message me on Facebook, find me on Twitter, whatever you want to do, and I will make sure that you can get there. I promise every single person, I will make sure that you can get there and experience this. But like I said, I know I was supposed to do a different video, but I just felt like God wanted me to share the incredible experience that we've had this year. But yeah, like I said, just let me know and I'll make sure you get there. Have a great day.